What's going on, YouTube family? First of all, Happy New Year. It's 2025, literally the first day of January that I'm filming this video. So Happy New Year to all of you watching. Hope you have a prosperous year. Today, I want to talk about some mistakes I've made in business. Anyone who knows me, I've always been a go-getter, someone that is ready to do things off my own back. You know, I've had jobs, but I thrive as someone executing my own hustle, and I've done that with different things. Like I've run a recording studio, I've put on live events, had a online music blog. Like there's different things I've done, and I think one of my biggest mistakes is something that I've mentioned before. It's like I mentioned that I can cut off people easily. Like I'm not like I have no tolerance for any type of violation, and like I haven't forgiven easily like in the past, and that has caused me to burn some bridges. That has caused me to, you know, let my own emotions, I guess, get in the way of business or whatever. And yeah, I've literally burned bridges through that. Like I said, I'm only saying this to be transparent. You know, it's something I brought it up before, and I spoke on how maybe because, you know, my father left from a young age, and I've watched my mum do so much on her own. I've kind of developed that kind of thing where I'm not gonna let no one hurt me. Let me hurt you before you hurt me. Like, let me exit from this situation before you hurt me. And that's even been with business. That's even been with business colleagues. It's something I'm working on now. Like, in some ways, I could say in the past I've had commitment issues, and I don't just mean that in a relationship setting, you know. But I'm working on that now, because now I'm committed. Do you know what I'm saying? With, like, I've got commitments in life that I can't even run away from now. Do you know what I mean? But it's a lesson that I thought I'll speak on, because no man is an island, and trust me, I've learned that the hard way. Anything you can do on your own, with a team, it can be magnified. And for that reason, as people, we have to learn to deal with each other. I think our world is based on coming together as humanity. We all need each other for things. Like, no one is better than anyone, really. I know we have this class system, but you need people at a lower level, a higher level. You need someone that has expertise in something that another person doesn't. Another person might be skilled at something else. When you get all of these things working together, you create an empire. It gets hard, but we all have to think of the bigger picture. The game is cutthroat, you know? So I think the main thing you need to survive having your own business, or you know, being a partner in a business, is tenacity. You have to go through all the hard stuff, yeah, but focus, have a tunnel vision on the end goal. And that comes with even dealing with people, even whether it's stakeholders, you know, whether it's people maybe that have a higher stake than you, whether you're working with people that are assholes. Unless the relationship is ruining the business, as in maybe the person is slacking and is bringing your business down, as long as they're doing their part, you kind of have to take your own emotions or feelings, even if you end up not liking the person or fighting with the person. You kind of have to take your own emotion and feelings out of it for the better of the business, you know, as long as, you know, that person is doing the job they need to do. So yeah, so like when I look back now on my life, I think, like, sometimes I look at certain situations and think I didn't actually need to treat it like that. I didn't need to exit or lock that person off, or do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Everything happens for a reason, and you know, as we move forward, as we grow, we will make better decisions. What was the last thing I wanted to say? On that note, another thing I'm learning as well, it's not good to mix pleasure with business. That's another mistake I've done. Like, because again, in another way, feelings and emotions can get involved. That ain't just from the man's side, that's also from, I'm talking about a heterosexual relationship, so not just from the man's side but the woman's side. And women are more emotional creatures, and they lead with their heart a lot. So saying emotional creatures bad. Let me just say they're emotional beings. So women are like emotional beings, and they lead with their heart a lot of the time. So sometimes if you're mixing business and pleasure with a woman, like, she might, once she's there, she might not even care about the business anymore and be doing things out of emotion which can affect the business or ruin the business. And then also, it just don't, dating and doing a business together don't mix. That only works if you are actually married, or even a casual thing. I don't think it works, you know, because with a casual situation, when it's long term, someone is always catching feelings. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's very risky. I would say if you're married, like if you're married, it may work, but within reason too, because also I actually think it's healthy for a husband and a wife to have space, and sometimes work is that space. Give yourself time to miss each other. If you're always with each other, you could easily get fed up with each other. That ain't always the case though. Some people are inseparable, so I think that's a case-by-case situation. But yeah, one other thing, a mistake I've made as well in the past, is mixing business with pleasure, and what that resulted in is a lot of wasted effort. In fact, the business was doing quite well in terms of, like, it had so much potential, and you know, started doing bits, but because things went sour in the dating side of it, it couldn't run no more. Because you know once, I would say, a relationship or situationship is kind of over, it's actually best to stay away from each other and give each other space. So if you're now doing business, how does that work? You're gonna have to either choose to continue dwelling in that toxic environment, or you're gonna have to lock off the business and stay clear. Do you know what I mean? So my advice to sum up is, number one, you need people. Build a team. Keep a team. Have tenacity. Don't burn bridges unless the person on the other side of the bridge is damaging to your business. If they are not, they're just annoying, or you just get frustrated with them, they just make, you have a little argument or whatever, that's not a reason to lock off a business or lock off a business relationship. I think only if that person is damaging the business, if it's bringing the business down. If not, don't burn the bridge. And then don't mix pleasure with business. Don't date and try and do business with that person you're dating. Keep it separate. If you're gonna work with someone of the opposite sex, yeah, then the best thing to do is not allow work with someone that's not you're not really attracted to. Don't allow that to mix. Once it mixes, even if you just do something once, someone potentially could get feelings. So yeah, that's my advice for today. Well, I would say something to, if some people know this already, like I'm not saying I'm teaching anything new, I'm just saying from my experience, I had to learn the hard way, you know, and that's just what it is. That's my advice anyway. So yeah, I'm out now, so like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, man.